here we go. We are back for day 2. I'm here again. My name is Matthew Joseph of the Stronger Together podcast, co-hosting with my friend Rob from Tech, Rob Abraham. Rob, we are back. We made it to day 2.
Day 2, baby.
Would you survive day 1?
Day 1 was fun. Night 1 was fun. Day 2 is going to be great too.
Awesome. And we are thrilled. We have started off. We had 2 great guests to kick us off from New York. And now we have 2 great guests from Massachusetts, my home state. So we're thrilled to welcome in Michael and David from Uxbridge. How are you both doing today?
No complaints.
That's
no complaints. It's a good day.
That's a good day.
Sun's shining, and we've had a good couple of days so far.
Big win yesterday, Dave, for the Pats.
Yeah, we were pretty excited there. We were able to watch the game after dinner at a spot off of International Drive, and there were a lot of Patriots fans in the place.
There are a lot here. So for those people out there watching or listening, tell us about what you do.
So I'm the principal at Uxbridge High School. I'm my 11th year. Our 5th year, Dave, working together, I think.
So our 5th year in Uxbridge.
5th year in Uxbridge working together. This is my 4th or 5th time at this conference.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I'm the Dean of Students at Uxbridge High School. My main responsibility is I coordinate all the internships programs. I started back in 2021. We had about 15 internships. It was kind of brought back from the ashes of COVID.
Okay.
And we just recently had our showcase. We had about 72 students present their work at our showcase last week.
Wow,
it's pretty impressive. Yeah,
that is great. So this is your 5th time, you said?
Yep.
And how many times you been here,
My
Dave? Third one. And I picked up a little bit when you were saying, Mike, that you worked together 5 years at Uxbridge. You worked together before that?
Yeah, we did. We worked at Dighton Rehoboth first. We taught together. I was teaching English. Dave was teaching social studies, and then I moved into the assistant principal role. I left DR in like 2012 or so, but when the opportunity came to resuscitate our internship program, we were looking for somebody. To be honest, it was a pretty open pool. It was a really specific job description that Dave will be able to describe to you, and we had really the goal of bringing somebody in that had experience as a teacher, experience working with staff, and the ability to network. And Dave's done a great job since. And I think it was the job description though that
it was attractive. Yeah,
it was.
It was. I mean, I could recite it to you. It was one sentence.
Okay, let's hear it.
Duties as assigned.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll support.
That's usually at the end of every contract. Like that is it.
We'll support school initiatives or something like that. It was pretty.
And you look at other students' job descriptions, it's at least a mile long.
I was going to say that is short.
What's interesting about my position now is Mike really wanted this not to be more as a bouncer or a policeman in the hallways, dealing with all discipline. I'll help out the vice principal occasionally on big ticket items, or if he needs me to meet with a student or something, he's tied up with something else. But I'm central focused on the work-based learning experience, helping students develop the durable skills and getting them prepared for life after high school.
Awesome. Oh, that's a good job. The numbers in the rise in numbers, like you're saying, in the internships is incredible.
Yeah, I'm getting. We're moving into the second semester, the week after next, and it gets busy again because some internships are ending, some are continuing, and I'm taking on new interns as well. So we might even push that number as close to 80. And I think we have 99 seniors right now. We're a small high school. We have 600 students, 8 to 12, and we're starting in the second semester. We start to look at some of the juniors. They don't have as much bandwidth as the seniors in their schedule, but they're starting to taking an online career readiness class, and then they might do something local at the nearby elementary school or middle school or right here in our own building.
Awesome.
Is there a lot of community buy-in also?
It really starts. It's starting to really become more and more. We nailed down 7 new industry partners this year alone, and we're getting tremendous feedback from them in terms of the work that the students are doing. It varies in terms of what they can do. For instance, physical therapists clearly can't put their hands on patients,
right?
Because of obviously because of liability. But they're doing a lot of the work that physical therapists don't want to do because they're busy treating. They're doing all the prep work.
It's real world experience.
Yeah,
and that's
they're putting the equipment. They're setting up the equipment for the next patient. or they might be delivering towels or ice.
In the perfect world, everybody gets a degree and everybody goes to college and gets their master's. In reality, people go to work.
Right.
So
True.
internships and real world applications like that, that's so important.
Yeah, and we have 6 pathways now, or we're working on the 6th pathway, and we basically we align those students with internships within their pathways. We also offer it to students who aren't in pathways, students that may not even want to be in school, like they just want to be done, and they'd rather be at work. And you know what? Some of those students in the previous years, up until their TD year, were our frequent flyers in the office, and suspensions, and even close to expulsions. And the work-based learning experience really saved them and got them to graduate, and they're still working, gainfully employed with these companies.
And how do you see that transition to the student success in the building?
Well, I mean, to give you like raw data, I mean, so when I got to Uxbridge 11 years ago, I think the 2 most telling numbers that we have, grade 9 passing rate, which is a really good indicator of post-secondary or even just graduation. We were at like 76% of our grades were passing, which is still not a bad number.
Yeah,
Right.
a lot of it.
Last year was 96.
Wow.
And like the chronic absenteeism, which I think we've all seen go up post-COVID, our number, 2021, 2022 was 23, 24%, just like everybody else. Last year was 11.
Wow.
So 11 or 12. So those sort of things we see as like real tangible evidence. And Dave's point about not seeing that person as a bouncer and more of a resource, that's a cultural shift for some of the staff that remember sort of the old Dean model.
I'm sure, and that's what they're looking for.
That's what they're looking for. Like, Johnny doesn't want to leave his cell phone. They want to have somebody to call. But it also meant that like we had to shift some of our practices away from the punitive and into more of the restorative without calling it that, so that people understood, like, look, we want kids to be future ready. And the reality of things like cell phone bans or pretending like AI doesn't exist, like
Sure.
we need to model that in the building, so that when a kid turns 17, 18, 19, and they're no longer on our watch, that they're responsible citizens, period, full stop.
Wow.
That's good.
So you've been here a couple years, as you said, 5 years. And
Yep.
what are you presenting this year?
So Dave and I presented already on how we redesigned the school around
Okay.
career pathway integration. We highlighted some of the technologies that we use because obviously this is a tech conference. From the things that are more administrative, like how we use a software platform called Emblaze to track
Okay.
our internships, how we use a program called Career Scoops. It's like an AI-based interface that gets the kids talking about what their interests are and what their learning profile is and how that translates to future careers and our pathways
Sure.
to actual like tools, right? Like kids who are in our manufacturing pathway need to learn how to use a bench mill. I don't know how to use a bench mill,
Right.
but I need to make sure the engineering teacher not only knows how to use a bench mill, but knows how to use the bench mill that the company down the road is using.
Sure.
And I think that's something that we were talking about yesterday, and today actually I'm part of a panel, facilitating a panel conversation with 3 other folks, a superintendent from about an hour north of here, who you hear superintendent in Massachusetts, you say, yeah, we got about 1,600, 1,900 students. I mean,
Right.
You're in a much bigger district, Matt, but he's in a district that has 4 high schools and like 60,000 kids.
Yeah.
And that's
crazy.
a small district for
Yeah.
Florida.
Yeah, I say that a lot. Like,
Yeah.
we're in a big district for
Yeah.
Massachusetts. We're about 15,000. They're like, oh, that's like our high school
High
students.
schools, yeah.
Yeah.
So we have we have him, Rick Cernsey, Tatiana Sokolova, who's from Career Scoops, and Tara Natras is from Lenovo, and we're talking about like sort of the ways that AI and policy translates into practice.
So how's that transition, the work that you do here, back into your schools? What are you taking from events like this?
Well, last year, for instance, I'll use last year as an example because we haven't been down the expo. We ended up purchasing those virtual reality goggles.
Oh, yeah.
And what they were able to do was we could program them to certain career fields, so students put them on, and let's say someone wants to go into nursing, they can actually get a full experience in ER. wearing the virtual reality glasses as if they're
Very
walking
cool.
through
Wow.
VR as patients are coming in and everything else. So we're going to be I'm going to start embedding that into my meetings with the interns in the morning. Um, that was one big takeaway from last year. And, this meeting, I've come across some other people who attend this program who are in similar roles that I am.
Yeah.
And we just bounce ideas off each other. And so look at always find one thing that you can take away from this. And to me, that's a success.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I think sometimes it's about the tools and sometimes it's about the operations. And so I tend to approach things with sort of this open mind of, okay, is there something I can bring back that's maybe low or no cost that can then be implemented within the framework of like a faculty meeting or a group or a team that we're working with? Or is there something that we need to go out there and say we need to find the resources for this in terms of a license or a tool that our teachers can use?
Right.
So we like to end our podcast with a very simple question, but a meaningful question. And we're going to throw it out to you guys. When you hear the term "stronger together," what does that make you think of?
It actually makes me think of the hashtag that was on the back of our T-shirts for our faculty 3 years ago. So believe it or not, I'm not saying it's serendipity. It's nothing. It was not intentional. But I've always felt like part of my responsibility as a principal, and I say this often, is to be unapologetically staff focused.
Sure.
Because they need to be unapologetically student focused. Whether I'm student focused or not really
doesn't
matter. Because yes, I have a student focus, but I'm not teaching them every day.
Right.
So the practice that I put in place or things that I might get from here may get back. It intends to get back to the kids, but it's not going to get back to the kids directly in a classroom from me. And Matt, I'm sure you understand that as your years in technology integration, when you're training teachers how to use things, like you sometimes have to vicariously enjoy how it's going to get in the hands of kids.
Absolutely.
What I think is kind of cool for us when I hear that term, like stronger together, it really does imply all. And we were talking about this. I was talking about this yesterday in one of the sessions that I was in as a participant or not facilitator. That the importance of, like, even if you look at something like AI, if you have 3 teachers teaching the same class and 2 of them are using an artificial intelligence tool to help that kid be more literate and the third teacher is not, you have inequity. And we're not going to be strong unless we're all together, have things normed and calibrated. And I think that's something that Dave and I try and bring back from conferences like this and falls in line with the theme.
And in my role, this program grows because of not just me. And obviously, the students, the interns are the big piece of it. We have school counselors who put the schedule together. We have teachers in the building who are very actively engaged in the growth of the program in terms of with the younger students, getting them into huge buy-in with there. We're getting more and more buy-in from the teachers. We are making a movement to embed this concept of durable skills into our interns. We're starting now as early as 8th grade, embedding those concepts in there. So it's really a whole school and even a district approach to dealing with this. I can't do this all alone on my own. And I'm not saying this because my boss is sitting across from me, but he's really given me the resources to make this happen. And I said this before, and I've said it publicly. Like, Mike doesn't know, doesn't say no. If the answer is no, let's figure out how we can get it to a yes.
That's great.
Awesome. Well, thank you both for stopping by. And as we joked a little before, Dave and I went to Springfield College together. So go Chiefs. Wanted to throw that out there and continue to do great work. And all of our Massachusetts folks have been here. It's been great. We had Erica Sandstrom.
Yep.
We had Raina yesterday, Kim Zajac, and now the 2 of you. So thank you both.
That's a dream team right there.
Right.
I'm looking at that going, what am I doing here?
And also in the small world department, you're in the New Bedford school system now. And I grew up in Dartmouth, and I know a good chunk of those people over at New Bedford. The police officers there, I probably played hockey with half of them. So I'm in there quite a bit.
Awesome. Well, thank you both
Thank
for,
you guys
for
for what you
stopping
do.
in and have a
Appreciate
great rest of the event.
Appreciate it.
All right. See you.
Thanks, guys.